Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls commentary. Now, that felt kind of weird to say. I guess I'll just have to come up with my own commentary intro later on if I decide to do more of these in the future. But for now, I'll just give you the lowdown on this video. I've been trying to do setup matches, or duels as some people call them, for a while now. But I haven't exactly had anyone that was online that I knew within my level range to do matches with. But luckily my channel has some fans that I know personally, and I got a chance to have some matches with a friend I know who I used to work with. His gamertag is Crazy Karate Kid 6, but since that's kind of wordy throughout this video, if I'm ever referring to him, I'll just call him the Karateman, because I love Haji Beats. Shout out to Haji Beats. And well, since Karateman and I basically just did a battle of the builds, as far as I can tell, I will just start off this video letting you know a bit about each of our builds. Starting off with Karateman's build. From what I could tell, I haven't gotten any information from him about his build. I'm just going off of what I could see from when we were fighting. I can tell that he had some variant of a strength faith build, as you can probably have already assumed. He's using the Demon Great Axe for most of the fights, but he does switch between other strength weapons, and I think he does maybe throw in a couple quality or dex weapons in some of the later fights. But mostly Demon Great Axe, which is a pretty heavy weapon, and might be the reason why he's medium rolling for most of the fights. What else about his build? Oh, his armor set. Well, obviously, Father Mask. I can't really tell what his gauntlets are, but he does have the giant leggings and the armor of thorns for a minimum total of 37 poise, I think that is, which is a good amount of poise for him to have. I mean, I would personally suggest either stacking more poise so that you don't get interrupted when you're swinging that great axe, and you'll have better defense, likely, if you just have a little more poise. Since you're already medium rolling, I'm saying, you could stack more poise. Any case, oh, his castings, of course. He has Wrath of the Gods, some Lightning Spear, I don't know which one, obviously. The Great Sword Dance, which he just tried to use there. And, of course, what else? The Sunlight Blade and the Dark Moon Blade he uses. And he might have other castings too. I'm not sure, though, about those. I'm just talking about what I saw in our fights. So, yeah, pros of his build. Of course, high damage. Look at him right now with his Demon Great Axe Dark Moon Blade buff. I don't know if he's a +3 Dark Moon Blade, but yeah, that's a definite pro, is high damage. And then, again, the castings, especially Wog, keeping me on my toes, so I'm not getting careless, because he can always just pop that off and do some good damage. Cons of his build, of the Karateman's build, he doesn't have enough dex. I'm assuming that he doesn't have enough dex to increase his casting speed, because it's like his lightning spears and his Wog right there, I can kind of see that it's slower than the potential speed of a Wog. So I'm going to go ahead and say his dex probably is not 45, and that his casting speed is lowered, so there's a con. Of course, his medium roll from having heavy weapons is a con. Yeah, like I said, I would suggest either stacking more poise for better defense, and so that you won't get interrupted when you're swinging heavy weapons. That would be my suggestion, or else going the route that my build went with, which was having lighter armor so you can still fast roll and have the good mobility. And then, to avoid, while having low poise, to avoid being stun locked, you can learn how to toggle and stuff, which you'll see a little bit of that right here. Boom. Yeah, this is a good fight. Anyways, so yeah, that's the Karateman's build. Now I'll just finish you up on my build. I have the 47 Vitality, 48 Endurance, 50 Strength, and 25 Dex build. which I'm using because it allows for the widest variety of weapons at the expense of damage on the dex-based end of weaponry. But I figure the dex weapons are already quick and semi-efficient at stun locking, so they don't really need all that much damage. The weapons, of course, like 50 strength will get me the Dragon King Great Axe and the Dragon Great Sword, while the 25 dex is for the Gold Tracer. I don't know if anyone knows a dex weapon that requires more than 25 to wield, but if you do, just leave a comment, let me know about that. Maybe I'll need to rework my build to fit that weapon in. I don't think there is one, though. But do leave a comment if you know of one. Of course, the only thing I'm using constantly is the Grass Crest Shield. My weapons are switching up. But if my weapon weighs more than 12 units, I will need the Havel's Ring to fast roll with it. For example, the Dragon King Great Axe, I'll need to have the Havel Ring to fast roll. My armor, I have the Wanderer Hood, the Sage Robe, Brigand Gauntlets, and the Xanthus Waistcloth, which, that yellow, I don't like that yellow, so it's kind of an eyesore. I like to have the Sage Robe to cover the waistcloth. My armor provides surprisingly good defense, especially when I'm using it in conjunction with the Steel Protection Ring, which is what I had on for most of the video in my free slot. So yeah, pros of my build: the ability to wield a wide variety of weapons, quick mobility, and a free ring slot to fiddle with in combat, as well as great damage from strength weapons. And cons, zero poise means I'm stunned even when the Karateman rolls into me with his Knight Kirk's armor. And, of course, the con of lower damage from weapons that rely on their dex scaling. But yeah, those are the builds. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's little duel session. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.